Hello everyone, this is Dave from Dave's Recent Things. We are almost at the end of my Wreathmas Week 2024, and I don't want to be sad, but I am kind of sad because I always do love these weekeries, and I know from all of your comments out there, you love them as well. Today is day number 7. We have one more episode after this, which is the bonus episode. So click on that playlist right down below, and that'll take you to all the videos for this Wreathmas Week 2024. Why don't I just get started and I'll show you day number 7. I'm going to be using a 14-inch round wire wreath frame, this 2.5-inch wired burlap ribbon, an abundance of this greenery that I found at my local dollar store, and a slew of silver glittery Christmas ornaments along with our little friend here, some electrical tape that I had in my stash laying around, and my regular crafting utensils to create this project today. First thing I'm going to do is cut my wire frame into a crescent shape. So I am cutting on the outside of those cross bars. So I'm just taking my wire cutters and I'm just snipping those 4 wires right on the outside of that cross wire coming down. And I'm going to do both sides. So I'm taking one full section out of the wire wreath frame. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut a little piece of electrical tape and I'm going to put together the 2 outside wires and wrap that electrical tape around a little bit. Now it's important to note too to cover the very end because that is sharp, and then I'm just going to gather the rest of the wires together and just continuing wrapping that around. I'm going to take another piece of electrical tape for the other side and just repeat the same process. So now once that's all done, we have our crescent moon shape all ready to go. Then I'm just going to take that burlap, add some hot glue at the very end, attach that right at the very end of our crescent moon shape, and then all I'm going to do is wrap till my heart's content all the way around my wire wreath frame, totally covering it. And at the very end, I'm just going to take some more hot glue, wrap it around the end, cut off the excess once I get that all glued down, and that's just going to finish off our base wreath. And I'm just making some final adjustments, and now that base wreath is all ready to decorate. I'm just using a little silver aluminum tray to gather all of my greenery. I'm taking it all apart. You can use the full floral pick if you wish. I wanted to use just the little pieces just so I have a little bit more control of where they're going to go. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to start at the very end of our crescent moon, and I'm just going to place a couple of that pieces of greenery, and then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to start gluing till my heart's content, just following that shape of our crescent moon, adding those floral greeneries on there just with that hot glue gun. And I'm going to make sure I get the sides as well, such that all of that burlap is covered. And I'm going to put a little bits of pieces every now and then. Now at the center point, I do change direction. So in one direction, it's going one way. I hit the center and then I go a different direction in the other way as well. Once I'm kind of almost done, I just start filling in a little bit more because there's still some of that burlap kind of poking through. So I'm just going to start adding those in there. And then once it's all covered, I'm going to go back in with my hot glue gun and those greenery picks and just fill in all of the sections that I think need a little bit more coverage. And then here we go, we have our base wreath all ready, and our next step is my absolute favorite step. But first, before I start that, I'm actually going to attach a pipe cleaner. I'm going to wrap it around and create a little loop. This is going to be the hanger for our frame. So I'm just going to add a little ribbon as well, just to kind of cover up most of our little hook, if you will, or a little loop for our hanging of our wreath. And there's our little loop all ready to hang the wreath. Now here is my favorite part, my absolute favorite part. I am now gluing down all my little embellishments. So you can see here I have some silver glittery, some pure silver ornaments, and then here I'm just gluing down some silver leaf picks that these come from the Dollar Tree as well. And then I'm going to start placing everything on there. I'm going to start with my little friend here, our little reindeer in silver glitter. I'm going to hold that in place for a little bit. And then once that's all secure, I'm going to start placing those Christmas bulbs on there. The whole idea of this is kind of doing a monochromatic with silver. So I'm using different textures, different styles, different shapes as well. You can see here I'm putting a different shape on there. And I'm aiming to do a little cluster of silver right on the center of our crescent moon shape. So I'm just hot gluing everything down in place using that hot glue gun. And then here is almost finished results of my little cluster. I was just so happy with all of these little bulbs going everywhere. I decided to add just a little bit more. I got some more of these picks, and they have just little small styrofoam silvery glittery bulbs. So I'm going to add those on there just for some finishing touches. And once everything's dry, we have our final wreath all ready to hang and showcase for our Christmas decor. I just love all of that greenery on there, and it really pops against that silver. And of course, our Christmas bulbs little cluster on the left with our little friend, the silvery, glittery, beautiful reindeer, just showcasing this gorgeous Christmas crescent moon wreath. Don't forget to hit that playlist right down below in the description box for all the other videos for my Wreathmas week. Also, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be notified whenever I upload a new project. Thank you so much for joining me today. Take care. Bye for now.